Hello, Internet. I'm Drake5017. I kind of felt like I needed to get something off of my chest today. It's no news to you that there's a new ThunderCats reboot in the works currently called ThunderCats Roar. It's Cartoon Network's newest attempt at making a brand new ThunderCats show for a brand new audience. Now, unsurprisingly, when this first jumped onto the internet, I would say that the backlash is and was fierce. A lot of people really didn't like the style. Everybody's been saying that it looks like Teen Titans Go and The Amazing World of Gumball. And I understand how people can be angry at this whole revelation, the dreaded Cal Art style, the thin line animation as they're calling it. But really, Internet, is this something worth getting angry about? So just before I go into this, I want to talk a little bit about myself. I'm 30 years old, and I love the ThunderCats. The original ThunderCats aired in 1985 and ran about till 1988 over 4 seasons and about 126 episodes. So, guy of my age, I watched it in syndication on reruns and everything like that, especially since Toonami back in the day also had this running as well. So, I have a fierce love for all of those 80s properties such as He-Man and the Masters of the Universe and, of course, ThunderCats. When I look at this particular style, this route that Cartoon Network is going down, I can't be angry at it at all. You guys obviously remember back in 2011 when they tried to reboot the ThunderCats, and it didn't take off at all. It was ordered for 53 episodes. Season 1 was 26 episodes. It had Will Friedle, Batman Beyond as Lion-O, Matthew Mercer as Tigra, Larry Kenney, the original Lion-O, Lord of the ThunderCats, as Claudio, Lion-O's father. It was a really cool series. Sitting on my shelf, I have a Panthro action figure and a Chitara action figure, and that series that had a much darker, grounded take with much more drama got unceremoniously canceled halfway through its original run, and it was a crying shame. I tried to get my little brothers into it by recording it on DVR and making it a weekly thing where after work or something we'd all go and watch it together, and they became ThunderCats fans relatively quickly. But it still doesn't change the fact that even though this series was fantastic, not a lot of people actually watched it. We've seen this kind of thing happen with Cartoon Network time and time again, like when they had Young Justice and Green Lantern, and those two shows were unceremoniously canceled. What actually were the culprits? The culprits were low toy sales and also low ratings. It was a shame. So why was ThunderCats canceled? It's the same exact thing. You have low ratings and low toy sales. Now, a few of you out there might be going, yeah, but did you see the toys? They were junk. And to that I say, I have a couple of them, and they're actually not that bad. Not only are they not that bad, but for children's toys, for the 10 to 13 audience that are supposed to be playing with them, they're perfectly fine. For an adult collector such as myself, maybe there's some quality lacking in it. You can see black pins on it. If you want to go and take a good look at it, I recommend that you check out a review by Pixel Dan back in 2012. Realistically speaking, those are not made for collectors out there. And if you think about a casual fan who's not into collecting statues or action figures or something like that, they just like to watch the show, it was kind of doomed to begin with. So ThunderCats Roar comes out. I see it and I'm immediately excited. Why am I excited? It's not a style that I'm particularly fond of. I do enjoy Steven Universe from time to time, and I do like Adventure Time and Regular Show. They're pretty solid cartoons. Is it really necessary to go and take something like ThunderCats and go and make it into a comedy? And to that I say, kinda. They got their shot in their 2011 reboot to go and make something for the previous era and generations of ThunderCat fans. There was not enough fandom out there to actually support the show, to which I'm extremely sad about. But the grim fact of the matter is that they have to go and make something that's going to go and appeal to the modern audience, to the kids of today. Really, it's a great big snowball when you look at it. You go and you see a this show, and maybe you won't like it at first, but the possibility remains. If you give it a shot and you watch the first episode, you may very well enjoy the comedic stylings of this. They might actually have some funny animation. This is pretty early in production. It's not even coming out till 2019 at some point. So, first off, try the show, watch it, see if you actually really truly hate it. If you give it an episode or two and it still doesn't tickle your fancy, I cannot blame you. But what I will say is that success of a show does lead to merchandising, and it does lead to diversifying as well. For every single time that we have something that is very popular, we always have spin-offs and different versions of those things. The kids that grow up with ThunderCats Roar today will go on to find out about the 2011 series, and they will go and find out about the 1980 series, and then they will be indoctrinated into this franchise. Because if we realistically look at what the ThunderCats are, they are a short-run comic series by Star Comics, a Marvel imprint, a few UK comic books, and comic books by Wildstorm back in the day, which was acquired by DC. So now Warner Brothers are the keepers of the franchise. In essence, they don't really have a lot of multimedia opportunities from the past. If you look at another small franchise, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and you see how many different video games and how many different comic book series and TV shows and movies, even if you did not like them, they still are willing to go and take that franchise again and again and retool it every couple of years to go and see what kind of money they can go and make, and to see what kind of audience that they can go and drag in. If there is a demand for something, it's probably going to get made, and that makes me extremely excited for this opportunity. I am willing to put aside any prejudice that this style would put against me and really look at this with fresh eyes and look into the eyes of a child and say, hey, did you enjoy that? Was that funny to you? And if it was, awesome. The cartoon's doing a great job. I don't think Teen Titans Go is like a cancer. I think that series is pretty funny at times, and guess what? Because Teen Titans Go is so successful and because they have all those marketing opportunities, now we're gonna go and get a live action Titan series on DC's streaming service, and that makes me extremely excited. And those people who watch Teen Titans Go, I guarantee you they're gonna find out about the OG Teen Titans series from back in the day. They're also going to go and find out about the comics, and they're going to go and decide how big their love of the fandom actually is. And if they're any kind of fans, then they'll continue and enjoy the property in all of its different versions. Or maybe they only like the funny, silly version. Maybe the super grim, dark version isn't something that's appealing to them. You have to look at it from all different angles. Who's going to be enjoying the series, where it's going to be making the money, and who is actually supporting it. I guarantee you that if ThunderCats Roar is a success and the quality is higher than you expect, that it is possible that we are going to go and get maybe a more animated series. Maybe we'll get a live action movie. They just had a He-Man ThunderCats crossover in DC Comics that was fantastic. If you haven't checked that out and you love the ThunderCats and you love He-Man, absolutely go pick that up. Go and support your brand, because the sad truth of the matter is that if you don't support your brand does not exist anymore, period. And sometimes when you do support it, it sadly goes away because there's not enough of an audience. But that's where it comes into effect of you looking at what you enjoy and trying to share it with others. That's the most important thing. ThunderCats Roar could be awesome, and it could be terrible and awful, but it's not the coming of the apocalypse, and I am honestly excited for it. This is Drake5017, signing out. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and ring-a-ding that little bell below.